To the war in Ukraine now, in a desperate search as it is underway for survivors in the rubble of an apartment building in the east of Ukraine. Local officials say a Russian attack has killed more than a dozen people. And elsewhere in the Donbass, Moscow claims an airstrike has destroyed depots packed with U.S.-made weapons. So for the latest, let's turn now to Sergio Olmos. He's in Kyiv. Sergio, good to see you again. So walk us through today's developments. How do they actually fit in with the Russian strategy in Ukraine?
Well, what we're hearing is 15 people dead after an attack in an apartment building, a five-story apartment building. A Russian rocket hit it this morning. This town is about 12 miles from Kramatorsk. That's the de facto capital for Donetsk, for Ukraine. This is coming after Russian forces have taken complete control of the Luhansk region and have now set their sights on capturing the rest of the Donbass, which is the Donetsk region. There was some question as to whether there would be an, quote, operational pause, as Russian President Vladimir Putin had said there would be. But what we're seeing is that while ground forces haven't been moving out of the Severodonetsk area and along the Izium axis, what we are seeing is the artillery has been repositioned, and they are attacking the cities leading up to Kramatorsk. Seversk, Bakhmut, and Sloviansk have been major targets for the Russian artillery that are trying to now move forward and hit those places in order to prepare for what seems like a new offensive to take the Donetsk region. What we saw today with 15 dead, 24 trapped into the rubble shows us, what Russia is doing for this new offensive to take the rest of the Donetsk region. It looks like what it did in the Luhansk region. Mainly, it is shelling areas that are not just military targets, but residential areas, roads, shopping centers, gas stations. All parts of cities are taking Russian attacks here. Russia maintains that it does not fire at non-military targets, but we have seen what appears to fall into two camps. The first is that Russia's stockpile of precision missiles and ordnance has been running low. This is something that Western analysts have been noting. And as they fire these less precise weapons, sometimes they hit targets that are not nowhere near a military target, like what we saw in the shopping center in Kremenchuk a few weeks ago. The other camp is that Russia simply is firing at areas without regard to if it's a civilian or residential area. And I think today what we're seeing in that apartment building is that Russian armed forces are continuing their strategy that frankly was effective in the Luhansk region, just shelling areas until it's rubble and then coming in, placing a flag on top, calling it conquest.
Sergio, thank you for that. That is reporter Sergio Olmos in Kyiv. Meanwhile, Ottawa's handing over some key energy equipment that could possibly help fund Russia's war chest. Now, the equipment involved is a turbine sent to Montreal for repairs. It is owned by a company in Germany where it's needed to restore full natural gas supplies from Russia. On Friday, Germany began rationing hot water and dimming streetlights to try and conserve energy. Ottawa says its decision to hand back the turbine is meant to help an ally. But the move has come under fire from Ukraine, which suggests Canada is breaching its own sanctions imposed on Russia.